party has gathered itself together once more, at the behest of none other than Ras'Nsi, learning upon their desire to end this death curse. Ras'Nsi has given them free passage through his city. Nonetheless, there are personal matters that must be taken into account, and so they return back to the hideaway of the Yuan Ti.
So what will you do now? I believe it is Irsa's go in the initiative.
And I'm just like, what are we doing?
Hanging out.
Icarus.
Now I want to sneak by this snake person. And that'd be my turn.
Erd.
Mm-hmm.
Mandala will come into the room. Professor.
I will turn to Fenthaza and introduce myself as Professor Uzal Adarn. And I've come to, perchance, request aid or give you some help in a matter you need.
And what help could you perhaps offer to one such as myself?
Well, it seems that there are two factions between yourself and that of Ras'Nsi.
And where would you have heard this?
From within. From one that is very observant.
I see.
And because of this, I believe we can help each other.
I do believe that Ras'Nsi is not the best leader for our people. For you see, I am a prophetess. I see divisions that our God provides to us. And all I see, so long as Ras'Nsi remains the leader, is ruin.
Hey Joe, this seems like it's taking a lot more than 6 seconds. Can I move up?
Yeah, you can move up.
Upon that, I can agree that he would probably leave this to ruin.
And for the sake of, this conversation, we can assume that you can all speak out of turn.
But I'm willing to propose that if we can get Ras'Nsi, say, either alone or with limited amount of supporters, we could take him out for you. And in return, we ourselves would get free passage through Olmu to finish our other job of the Death Curse.
I see. Then perhaps we can work together. It so happens that Ras'Nsi is very vulnerable right now. Now would be the perfect opportunity to do away with him. You say that you are determined to see Ras'Nsi dead?
You could say that I am bound to it.
She nods. And all your companions are part of this?
Nod my head, approvingly.
Well, if you are willing to help me, then I shall put in play the machinations I have been preparing. And if you will go directly to Ras'Nsi, then I believe everything will fall right into place.
Very well then. I think we are agreed upon this then.
Then I would ask that you follow me. And she leads you out of her personal chambers and back to the prisoner chamber, where she steps up and she says some words over the teleport portal and then tells you, if you step onto the portal now, you shall go directly to Ras'Nsi's personal quarters. He should be alone right now, resting. She appears to be telling the truth.
Okay.
So before we do this, we need to have a plan.
There is no time. Everything must happen simultaneously.
Hit him really hard.
The plan is for you to go in and deal with Ras'Nsi while he least expects it. And I shall get my allies to act.
All right. Let's do this.
Shadowscale, if you will have the honor.
We're out of turn. Is it okay for me to move? Make it my turn?
Give me just a second. I'm gonna go grab my drink that I forgot in the living room.
Good job. Very good job, sir.
Okay. Leave with that, then follow with that.
Lakers, I guess you could just pop out your ballista right away.
Oh, I need to find this meme real quick.
That's what I was just about to ask Joe. Like, can I just be like, right before I walk up, be like, turret. Now, ballista or flamethrower?
Ballista.
No, ballista.
Thing just sounds like it hits harder than your flamethrower.
Fire is the thing.
Alright, so yes, we'll act in initiative for entering, which means it is Shadowscale.
Yeah, shit, I don't have time to make this meme. Make it, no, it's not my turn. Into the breach.
And whoop,
Into the thick of it.
you step once more into a place you've seen as shadows dance.
I could have hit under his bed!
As the shadows dance over this opulent bedchamber, cushions lie in one corner, and decorative shields line the walls. Treasures are heaped around the room, gold and silver coins, a gilded harp, a jeweled wine flask, pillows of silk, fine clothes draped over wooden mannequins. To the east, an engraved stone disc is set in the floor that you just came from. The alcove in the wall. To the west, a rectangular steel plate. Mounted on the wall is polished to a mirror-like sheen, and resting upon the cushions is a currently asleep Ras'Nsi.
Guess I'll try and be sneaky.
I was about to ask, would Shadowscale even attack a sleeping opponent?
She's not necessarily honorable. She would prefer
For
to
a fair fight,
not
almost.
run away.
Okay.
Yeah, none of her ideals are actually honorable. She's just been conducting herself in a manner that would make her seem like a strong warrior.
Ah. Oh, okay. I get it now.
But yeah, you're right. I'm gonna rage.
Alright, you rage.
I scream as my weapon now deals force damage, and I can throw it. And then I move instantly 20 feet for raging. I'm upon him, and I jump on his bed. Well, I will attack him. Is this a surprise round?
No, because you screamed.
Well, yeah. A lot of people scream in their ambushes.
No, not heard.
I don't get any bonus for surprise round. It would just be more or less.
Well, I'm gonna say no, because you screamed across
Great.
the room and then ran over.
Well, no, movement is part of my raging now.
Oh.
I move 20 feet whenever I rage.
So he screamed while running.
I'm gonna still say no.
Okay, that's fine. That's 200. There we go.
You hit him.
That's my rage damage. Yep.
That's quite the wake-up call.
Ah, what the hell?
You hit him again.
Excellent.
You're just double checking his stat block and stuff.
Gotcha.
For another 10 damage.
All force damage. Well, I
Alright.
guess rage damage I don't know. Does it just do the same amount of damage a weapon does?
Usually, yeah.
Then yeah, it's all force damage. I don't know if that means anything, but just
Alright. Nonetheless, is that your turn?
sure. Sure is.
Which brings us to Yersa.
Ah.
And you appear over here.
And I already see Shadow Scale attacking him, and I just kind of facepalm a little bit.
Shit out of his face.
How... this isn't exactly a huge room.
So you're saying no fireballs?
I mean, I say we can do fireballs.
I kind of get the feeling I'm just gonna be the healer here. So I'll stay in the back. And because there's not a whole lot of melee room. But I can still go.
That is a very good spell.
Gonna be the healer.
Oh, we just have to dry out the mummy a little bit more.
He saves.
Dang it. Does he get half damage?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. That's your turn.
That's my turn.
Igris.
Alright, so first I'm going to pull out my ballista, put it on my shoulder. Then go in there.
Alright, you pop up.
So let's say it was 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to have to stay there. But I'm going to use a bonus action to shoot him. Come on, turn.
You see him raise his hand, and a wall of force appears in front of him, and your shot simply deflects off of it.
Okay. That's my turn.
Well, he says a word in Old Omuan that you don't recognize, and suddenly the shields that you saw hanging on the walls all around all spring up and start rotating around him. Then he says another word as he pulls out his longsword, and suddenly the sword erupts into flame. Then he looks upon Shadow Scale, and he attempts to enwrap you in his snake tail. What is your current armor class?
19.
He wraps around you, dealing 12 bludgeoning damage, and you are now restrained. Then as he's wrapped around you, he drags you with him over to Yersa, and he attacks her twice with the flaming longsword. What is your armor class?
I don't think it's gonna matter.
Well, what is it?
15.
He hits you once with the longsword, dealing
gosh,
12
it mattered.
slashing and 6 fire. Bird, you pop out directly on top of it with Igris standing in front of you. And you see Shadow Scale wrapped in the coils of Ras'Nsi as shields float around him as he attacks Yersa.
Wow. What tall is this room?
About 10 feet high. Not super tall.
I go to the highest I can go, up to 5 feet.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna hunter mark him. Bonus action. Unleash! Flurry of arrows! Doing that hits.
The strike, he once again speaks a word, holds up his hand, and you see a wall of force appear, and your arrow bounces off.
I don't think we can do range damage against him.
Or we
I
just
mean, you've seen this
shove a
happen.
stock in his mouth.
You've seen this happen a couple different times with different people. I'm pretty sure you've seen the professor do it multiple times.
Yeah.
Probably using shield then.
Once again, you just hit that wall of energy.
That's my turn.
Zandala steps through, pops up beneath Erd, and has to quickly duck. Steps out looking a little peeved. Then she attempts to go after. And she starts with a... Let's see, what does she got? She throws a Ray of Frost. But it also hits the wall of... Brings us to the Professor.
Well, I walk in.
If only a spell
appear
started our fight.
Underneath Erd, as Erd is standing on the wall right above the teleporter.
Hello there, Erd.
Oh,
So you've gotten yourself comfortable.
yeah.
Would I be able to stand on this pile here?
Yeah, you can stand on the pile. You must make a save. And he does.
You just rolled Zandala.
Oh, that's Zandala. He does.
Alrighty then.
And remember, is that a half damage one? Or is that a
I
cantrip?
believe it is a no.
On a successful save, takes half as much damage, but none of the other effects. So, 5 damage.
Yeah. A minor headache.
He looks quite annoyed. Is that your turn?
It most certainly is.
Shadow Scale, you are wrapped in his coils.
What do I roll to break free?
Strength check. He's grappled you, basically.
Wow, that is low.
You do not break free.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still attack him. You're just
Bite
wrapped
him.
up.
Bite him in the tail.
Wouldn't that be my action?
Yeah, it is your action to try to break free, actually.
Yep.
So that's your turn?
I don't think I have any bonus action. Can you even use bonus actions when you're restrained?
You can use... double
I
check.
thought that was one of the things that was...
Restrained. Your speed becomes 0. Attack rolls against it have advantage. And your attack rolls have disadvantage. And you have disadvantage on dex saves.
Oh, alright. Don't have a bonus action anyway.
So that's your turn? Yersa.
I'm still here, I'm thinking.
I need to retcon this and start it with a fireball. That way my meme makes more sense.
I mean, that was going to be my plan. But then it's just like, oh, you're going first. Like, well.
I know.
Savagery. What does that do?
Oh.
Doesn't that just, like, give you claws?
And teeth.
Aren't you able to choose from 2 different ones?
Nope.
But she
Well-
got what she wanted.
You attack, and the shields get in front of you. But as the shield gets in front of you, you basically kind of bounce off it, and the shield bounces to the floor.
I know what I must do. I'm going to body slam all the shields.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's camel time, but then I remembered.
Oh wait, no, you bounce off the shield stays up. Never mind.
Don't
You
tell
no
me
longer
where to
know
go.
what needs to.
But that's my turn.
Igris.
Maybe block the exit, one of you.
Let's go. Okay, let's see.
Or is the only exit to the room this door? Oh, it kind of looks that way. I don't see a door.
We should be able to. So I'm going to use Burning Hands on him.
All
I
right.
think move to a spot where I won't hit anybody. It's a dex save. You need to make of 12.
He succeeds.
Yeah. I don't like that boon, Joe. Oh wait, no, the boon of Fire Soul is 15.
He still succeeds.
Okay. Oh yeah, because that's different. Alright, then bonus action, I'm going to shoot him with Ballista.
Fire away. It continues to hit the wall of force.
Okay. That's my turn.
Well, Ras'Nsi continues to squeeze tighter on Shadow Scale, dealing another 12 bludgeoning damage. He then turns to attack Igris.
Mm-hmm.
Make a Constitution save, Igris.
Alright.
You feel moisture drain away from your body as he speaks aloud a spell, and you take 36 necrotic damage.
But what if I counterspell that?
Are you counterspelling?
I certainly am. At 4th level.
At 4th level, roll whatever it is that you're supposed to roll.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
Spellcasting ability, so intelligence for you. You do not counter it.
Alright, Tyler.
36.
What's that?
36 necrotic. It is Erd's turn, though.
I'm gonna walk on the ceiling.
Alright, you're on the ceiling now.
Got my bow. Is it lighting here?
It is lit, yeah.
I'm gonna grab my bow, pop my sword. I'm gonna jump at him. I search sword.
Alright. Make an attack roll.
Oh, Joe. Since I used 4th level spell, was your blight 4th level?
It was higher.
Okay.
That's why I asked you to roll for it, Sam.
You guys changed it? Don't go to Sam's open?
Does he have advantage
From what?
from me?
Mm,
I'm
no.
technically behind him and not unconscious.
You are wrapped up in his coils. You're not behind him.
You're restrained.
Yeah,
That doesn't say it doesn't prevent flanking.
but you are wrapped up in his coils. You are not
Not
providing that level of a threat to him.
fine.
You jump down, but one of the floating shields catches you and knocks you to the ground, and you don't do any damage.
Swing again.
You swing again, but still the shields keep blocking everything.
Move to here.
That's my turn.
Sandala
Think we made a mistake, guys.
will try a firebolt.
Oh, no
But-
we didn't.
A shield catches it. Professor,
He casts Fireball.
he makes his save. Actually, better yet, he counterspells you. Unless, what level are you casting that at?
3rd.
Yeah, he counterspells.
And then it's a bonus action to drink a health potion.
Yep,
Okay.
a whole 5. Unless, are you moving?
No, I'm staying there.
Shadow Scale.
I'm gonna smack him.
Well, you have disadvantage on attack rolls,
But advantage because of pack tactics.
I guess. So, normal attack.
Bah.
You miss.
Bah.
One of the shields catches your attack.
Floating shields are a problem.
But as you hit the shield, it falls to the ground and stops moving.
How many shields are there?
There are now only 3 floating around him.
Only 3.
There were
Alright.
4.
Oh, thank God. We're getting there, guys. Yeah, bonus action for your healing potion, huh?
Yep.
2d4 plus 2.
How are you able to drink a healing potion?
I don't know.
For the same way he's able to use her arms to attack, you're only partially constricted.
Okay.
Let me live, Kelly. Please.
Is that your turn, Shadow
Yeah,
Scale?
that's everything I got.
Yersa.
What is it your health at, Shadow Scale?
I'm fine. I wouldn't have been able to heal maximum with the healing potion, so I was like, yeah, I can chug one. I'm only missing 7
Vigorous.
HP. He's hurt.
I'm somewhere between 4 and 6. In
What's
that
your
kind of
max?
general arity. 41. Yeah, I took a lot. Yay.
He counterspells you.
He already used Counterspell. He has no reaction.
Oh, excuse me.
This is his leg. Maybe he had a legendary action.
That's true.
Don't give the DM ideas.
Well, it's a set campaign. He could fudge some things, but fudging a boss would be
That's my turn.
potentially game breaking.
You know, I think if you use Fireball, it would cover the entire room.
That's your turn. Igris.
Okay. I am going to... I don't know what to do. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast... Where is it? Flame Blade. So,
Now you too have a flaming blade.
yes. And then I'm going to look at him. They're like, slashy slash. And attack.
You look at him and go, slashy slash. And then you
Flame
slug at him.
Motherfucker.
You hit one of the shields and it also falls to the ground.
And then now I am also flamed on. Torchy torch. That's my turn.
Fire crotch.
The fuck?
Well, Ras'Nsi drops Shadow Scale and slides away. So, Erd, Yersa, Shadow Scale, and Igris, you can all make...
If I hit at this speed,
opportunity-
it drops to 0, by the way.
But as he does it, he also says something, and all the shields that fell down pop back up.
So we got activity attack.
Yeah, opportunity attacks from the 4 of you that were near him.
Are opportunity attacks just basic attacks?
It is, yeah, just a basic attack. But you've got your primal savagery up right now.
Mm-hmm.
So shadow scale hits.
Ellie, did you do your attack?
It's a 24 there, isn't it?
Yeah, and Yorsa does not hit.
What?
Nope. He brought his shields back up. Your primal savagery hits one of the shields, but knocks it to the ground. Meanwhile, shadow scale hits breaks through one of the shields and manages to land the blow on Ras'Nsi. What do you have that drops him to 0?
The Sentinel. If I hit something with an opportunity attack, its movement speed becomes 0.
Oh. Well, that's
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah!
Should have disengaged.
Nope, even if they disengage, it provokes it.
Well, he definitely didn't like that.
Can't imagine. Gotta go back in his tail again?
Well, if that's the case, he... Oh, he can't... Oh, no, he can't do that. Fine. He shall figure it out this way. He was going to chance it. Go big or go home. You see him throw a ball of fire into this corner.
Which card? Oh,
As it explodes. Everybody make dex saves.
Counterspell, Sam.
Can't. It hasn't come back to me.
You can't do it as a reaction?
He already used his reaction. He hasn't had another turn yet to get his reaction back.
Oh, that was the first time.
Ah.
Oop.
I mean, I guess if it's fire, I didn't really need to do it.
I mean, you don't, yeah.
It's like, It's like,
Can I have turn 20 then?
Birthday January.
Let's see. So, looks like Yersa fails, and the Professor fails. So, they're the only 2 that failed. Or I guess
Tyler,
I should roll
give
for
Sam a
Zandala.
+4.
She fails.
Tyler.
yes. Well, I mean, I could give them +4, but Joe's already said they failed, and I don't think
Oh, you're not allowed to.
really.
Yeah, he has to do it before declaration.
Why didn't you
So-
think of it, Tyler?
Professor and Yersa each take 41 fire damage.
They're dead!
Well, I'm not dead. I'm just down.
Okay.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
I just
And
say
the
ow.
rest of you just take 20.
No, I don't.
Except for Ignis.
My flames around my body get bigger now. Fool, you have just strengthened my attacks.
It's just gonna put you in his tail now.
Do it. He'll get hurt.
It is Erd's turn.
Tiny amount! While he fucking crushes the life from you.
Harder.
I move there. I have the wing of my sword. Who's that fighting?
Flank him.
Never.
Alright, never mind.
Just there.
You hit another one of the shields and it falls to the ground.
You're
But you don't hit him.
I swing. God damn it.
However, he blocks your other attack.
That's fire. Oh.
Zandala.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
She throws a chromatic orb, and she hits. It hits the shield, causing the shield to fall to the ground, and keeps going, hitting him.
You gotta
What is
hook
she
some.
doing?
I don't know, hook some here.
She shot him
Professor.
with the ball.
She shot him with the chromatic orb, and she made it cold.
Hey, he is snakish, so cold would probably do good.
Shadow scale.
I will. Nobody here. And then start smacking him.
You hit him.
Oh, that wasn't very big.
His last shield falls to the ground, And as he does, he throws up his hands and says, "I surrender!
I
Don't
keep
kill me!"
I keep hitting.
Okay, you hit him again. He has no shields left, so you go straight for him. And you put your axe deep into his chest, and he lets out a yowl, and then dies.
I ain't giving any of you fucks a chance to get more power. Well, our oath is fulfilled. Maybe I better hit him again just to be sure.
I felt like that was too easy.
Is a coup de grace a bonus action?
I mean, I guess I would say yeah, if you want to.
I will stomp on his skull.
Shadow Scale curb stomps him.
Alright. I don't have any actions to pick up Sam though, so that'll be the end of my turn.
Alright. Yertha.
Is Sam the only one down right now?
Appears to be.
Okay. What is your max health, Sam?
50.
Well, it's my turn. And
Think it
I do relate to everyone that seemed a little too easy. We never even had our backup.
I am going to go over to this pile and start scooping fucking gold into my bag. Everything in.
We didn't really come to kill Ras'Nsi, we were just mugging him.
I just go, sorry, handful scoops into my bag of holding.
I don't steal one of his pills. I want to steal a pill.
Why? No, don't. Just. It's you.
Earth's gonna do whatever he wants to do.
I understand that.
I like a ledger of comfort in my bed hut.
Married with children.
Oh,
Okay,
right,
I'll-
1700 was the XP, right?
Yeah, 1700 was from your last 2 sessions.
And then anything else that looks of value, like gems and stuff, as I'm scooping, just waiting to hear from something.
It really doesn't take you very long, does it, Diggers?
Money. We need it. He's not going to use it.
At 4750, right?
Besides, he probably stole this money anyways.
Won't doubt it, but...
And you weren't thinking you wanted some of this.
Oh no. It definitely is tempting, but...
Exactly.
It's not on my
Shut up.
mind. The first thing...
Maybe we should go help our allies.
First, check his body for anything of use.
So, are you going to spend, like, time looting this room?
I would just like to look at his desk.
Alright, let's see. Not what I wanted. On his desk, you find what appears to be a very fancy-looking wine flask and a doublet with a matching money pouch.
What'd you find?
You know, the imagery here does not match how much they say is, in the room at all.
32.
I'm assuming it's just because they want to be like, this room is filled with treasure, and then you actually get to the treasure listed in the room, and it's not all that much. So are you guys going to take the time to loot the room?
Nope. I'm gonna go help our allies.
I'm gonna check his body first.
Well,
I'm also going to be asking Shadowscale as to why she had to stomp his head.
I got what I want.
He needed to die.
On
Couldn't
his
have just
body,
chopped it off.
Nope.
On his body, he has his sword that has now gone out upon his death, as well as he appears to have a very fine set of bracers.
Excellent. Sure, these will be worth something.
I'm just going to look to see if there's anything else that looked important. Or that could be something else.
I mean,
Chests. Items.
there is a chest in the corner.
I'll
There's
open it.
also a cloak. There's the harp. There's some very fine-looking cushions.
Grab the cloak.
Yeah, I'm going to open up the chest.
Inside the chest is filled with platinum.
Gonna pour it into my bag of holding. How big is the chest?
It is decent sized. You would need both hands to carry it.
Alright. Oh yeah, then I'll just start emptying out the platinum into my bag of holding.
All right. Well, that's 150 platinum.
I shall grab the cloak.
All right. You take the cloak. You
Okay.
guys take anything else?
No.
Just taking a pillow.
Brian's taking one of the fancy cushions.
What?
Huh?
Brian said that. Yeah.
I wanted to keep pillow for my med hut.
Yes, he's, like I said, taking a pillow.
I'll strap the harp to my backpack.
All right. You take the harp.
What size harp is it? Is it a full size?
Oh yeah.
It is a full-sized harp.
Good luck
Never
strapping
mind.
that to yourself.
Never mind. I will settle for the. Did I get any gold from that, or is it just the platinum?
I
Since
mean,
said
yeah, you
that
got some
did it.
gold.
Okay.
You said you scooped up gold for a turn.
Yeah.
So I would say that you managed to scoop up 50 gold.
Okay.
Now, if there's nothing else here, I do agree with Shadow Scale, and yes, let's find the others. And a system if need be.
I'll drag his body out. That way he is.
Would have preferred the head.
You gonna get snippy with me?
Just saw what she did to that guy's head.
I mean, you can still bring out the head. It'll just be a little flatter.
Yeah.
Let me roll strength. Let's see how
I got
bad the
that
head is. I was raging, so I have advantage. Alright, the head's gone.
Nonetheless, you all leave, step back onto the teleporter.
Start getting my bow.
Yes, and during
Okay.
that short time, I explained to her the importance of taking an enemy's head, then smashing there.
All right. Well, you go back, and you are once again in the prison cell chamber, and Fenthaza is there. To which she responds, "I take it you took care of Ras'Nsi?"
Oh yes, unless he can come back from the dead with no head.
Yeah,
I believe he is
it's-
finished.
It would seem that many are having trouble coming back lately, and I already gave the order. As I stated, everything was already in place, so the dungeon, I guess is what you would call it, is now under my control.
There's a lot of snake bodies down that hall.
Well, what do you
Yeah.
expect?
What?
Two factions collide. I guess.
I
was
made sure to know who would be on what side well ahead of time,
Smart.
and they have all been dealt with. And with that, she leads you back to the entrance and says that you have free roam, but similar to Ras'Nsi, she says that the treasures of Omu belong to her and her people, and do not simply go about looting whatever you want. She also tells you that if you are planning to continue journeying further down, she wishes for you to find a certain treasure.
What treasure would that be?
It is called the Black Opal Crown, and I believe it is hidden within the tomb beneath the city. It would make my rule more legitimate.
Keep an
Now,
eye out for it.
Joe, that's not the same thing as the skull chalice, is it?
No.
Okay.
Let's see, one's a crown and one's a chalice.
What, Chalice?
You realize that they could be named different things, but still look the same.
One's a
But-
cup, one's a circlet that goes on your head.
Actually, you can put a cup on your head.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're the professor, maybe you're stupid enough too, but
Sorry, the stupid one around here is definitely not the professor.
oh yeah, you're just dumb luck.
Surprisingly, yes.
Nonetheless, you feel, Professor, you feel like a release, as if there was like something nagging you in the back of your mind, and it's not there anymore.
Fine.
No, I'm still here.
Get rid of his brother.
At least there's one burden off of my shoulder. Before we head to the tube now, let's actually go back to where those veggie pickles were. Let's see if Hilda's there. If we found Sandala up at the kobolds. Maybe he'll go into the pygmies?
Yes. Could be.
We could ask the snake people. We are still right outside the gate.
Yeah. We could ask her. Oh, you should also try to see if she can let, the snake in the ceiling have a slave.
Are you in front of ShadowScale saying, "Hey, let that giant snake eat people"?
Chris, are you saying that in front of ShadowScale?
No. I was just thinking that.
If it's a bad guy, okay.
Cover her ears when she can't hear.
Oh yeah. I was wondering. Oh, he was neutral.
Okay, but he didn't care.
Nonetheless, where do you go from here?
To the pygmies. Or actually, let's ask the snakes real quick
Asking them what?
if they've encountered or captured some sort of woman warrior clad in armor
They tell you that they have captured several.
recently, within the last couple days.
Well, maybe one or two.
Describe Hilda's features. That's been a while
As you
since-
describe them, they say no, that everyone they've captured has been Chilton.
It. We're on our way to the pygmies.
Alright, you go back to the little pygmy village you've created.
Does anyone have any divination magic?
No.
For the animals, I can speak to them. They're animals, but
Well, you go back to the building where you found the pygmies, and you are greeted warmly. The pygmies welcome you, and you notice that there's more of them.
Yay! I
They
hand
breed like rabbits.
one of them a shiny gold coin.
You hand it the shiny gold coin, and it is very happy.
I also tell the professor to give me my nut back.
I offer him one. I give him a jar
I
of bugs.
hand ShadowScale her nut back.
Yay! I gave him a shiny gold coin.
Yeah, I give him a jar of bugs.
You giving me a sharp bugs?
No,
or
pygmies.
okay. 'Cause you said that right after ShadowScale was giving me something.
But in response to being given the coin, the pygmy gives you 5 roots of some kind.
5 roots.
Yes.
Awesome. I eat them all. No. I don't eat them all. I'll wait for Professor to look it up in his book.
I shall look it up.
They are Ryath roots. They give you temporary hit points.
Oh, wonderful.
If you eat a root, you get 2d4 temporary hit points. However, they can be poisonous in large quantities. But yes, ShadowScale is given 5 Ryath roots.
Fortunately, Hilda's not here. It would seem.
It does seem that way.
And after that, several of the veggie pygmies all start like holding their hands up towards ShadowScale.
I give them uppies.
You try and pick them up, and they quickly squirm and try to get away.
Oh, I put them back down. I'm sorry. I misunderstood you.
The other ones that had their hands up quickly go away.
Oh.
I give one piggy a jar of bugs, Joe.
What was that?
I give one of the piggies a jar of bugs.
It seems extremely happy for that.
Well, since she is not here, where should we hit next?
That depends.
Should we... Where were we when we got captured, Joe?
Where we're captured by the... Yeah, you were there, roughly. And Erd, it comes back and gives you a very nice looking like crystal jar.
Okay.
Shake the jar.
There's nothing in it. It's just very,
Maybe.
it's very fine. Well made.
Maybe you can put things in it and they preserve forever. Who knows?
You know, put bugs in it.
But let's make it back to the scene of the crime.
Okay. No one was murdered.
Try to have a tracker.
Well, there
Yep.
were a couple people murdered.
He's found people before, so maybe he can find them again.
He does have a better sense of hunting people than
Animals.
animals.
Well, the veggie pygmies all wave as you leave.
I wave back. I'm sorry for the uppies.
So, you go back to where you were attacked. What do you do there?
It's up to you. I'm gonna see if you can track her. At least try to.
That'd be what, a survival thing then, Joe?
Yeah, it'd be a survival roll.
No.
You do pick up her trail. It seems to be headed west.
And that is where we head.
Alright. You follow it west, and you lose it in the river.
Which one? Camp.
Shall we meet up with the others first, before we go to the tomb?
Well, aren't we gonna try and track her down?
Oh, she went to the river.
Oh,
I mean, I say we do a long rest before we do anything significant.
Yes, let's stop at the expedition camp.
I did also tell the wolves to keep an eye out for her.
Alright, well, you ford the river and go back to where the rest of your expedition is waiting.
No, the Shadow Mantle camp. Expedition camp.
Oh,
Check that
Oh.
first.
you go there, and it is as you left it.
I thought she was back to West Party. Is that what they're all about? Right.
Where do you go from there?
What time of day is it now?
It's getting to be afternoon.
Well, I suppose since we are so close to our other camp, we might as well go there.
So you leave Omu to go back to your expedition force.
If nobody else has issues with that.
I mean, we could go check with the Kabul to see if they found her. But
Come back too. Well, we had to go that way anyways.
then again, maybe. Oh, it's been so long I've forgotten her name.
I didn't remember her name.
Eku can cure me of my affliction. No offense, Kelly. A 30-foot rope to me is kind of hard to move around.
Yes, it seems that our plan is to head back to our other camp.
Alright, well, you go back, and there you find Eku, as well as your other expedition members. You do not see Hilda. Just your dwarf, your animals.
Other one that always would people just go to space.
So what do you do there?
Someone tell Eku about my symptoms.
Don't you tell.
Because
We
I
told her
wouldn't.
once before.
Yeah, but she cured me of the stone thing, remember?
But I guess I will explain Shadowscale's symptoms.
Maybe she knows what's wrong with me.
I mean, who answer?
She's been guardian of the jungle for a long time, right? Or not necessarily guardian, but
Well, she goes to Shadowscale and does a spell, and you don't feel the need to stay around the other side anymore.
I'll treasure what we had.
I was gonna say, come on, hold her hand. Look, what we had was great, but I just don't think we could be the bestest pals like we used to be. I still have hopes to attain that one day, don't you worry. But right now, I think we just need some space.
I am not quite sure what I have just seen.
And then I run up and hug the professor.
Hello? Are you feeling better? Kitty?
I'm sorry, I was so mean.
Well, then I will inform Eku while giving Shadowscale a hug that Ras'Nsi is now dead. But we have not been able to find Hilda.
Or, what's her name? Enoshara.
Or our old Olmuan friend.
We haven't been looking for it.
Oh, Vex. Yes, we haven't been really looking for him.
Well, Eku does have news. She said that she saw Hilda. Specifically, she saw Hilda wander off into the jungle.
How long ago?
At least 2 days.
Oh, fuck!
We're going off to look for our master, like she said she was going to. Until she believed we were all dead.
Probably. So,
Or she's run off to die in the jungle for penance for not being able to save us all.
yeah, that could be it too.
She did seem to be the one of a night.
Away, we have options now that Ras'Nsi is dead, and we have free passage. We can either go back within, get your kobolds and bring them back out, and head back to the port and resupply ourselves. Or even
I asked
go-
Echo if she'd be able to, if we left now, do you think she'd be able to track down Hilda?
Are you guys kidding me? We're here. We have the keys. We should go down.
I was gonna say we should go into the crypts.
I was also getting to that. Or
Well,
we
you
head
should've
back
led-
down. I can lead with either way. Why I wanted to say it, so there.
Me.
But Hilda.
We can look for her later. We need to get rid of this death curse.
The death curse isn't going anywhere. Hilda is!
But the death curse is slowly killing off more people.
Yeah.
I don't understand that on a grand scale. I don't even really know what the death curse is! I wasn't here for the main mission!
That's very true.
You have to remember that shadow scale is simple.
And you guys haven't really told me anything about your real mission.
To put it in simpler words, we can either go and save Hilda one life while letting hundreds die, or save hundreds and possibly one will die.
Can we take a long rest first?
Or we can not take a long rest and maybe save everyone. See, now you put it in a perspective that makes Shadow Scale 1 have a sense of urgency.
Yep.
Well, I guess you can debate it out with the little one.
Debate what?
I came here to get rid of the death curse. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna take any more time to go back to port or find someone who doesn't even want to be with us. And I mean, out of character, we've kind of wasted a lot of time doing side missions when this is what we should have been doing while people were dying. So
I promise you, if we came straight here, we'd all be dead.
I'm not saying we came straight here, but there was a lot of other things that were like, we were really close, and every time I mentioned, oh, we should go, we're really close, we should go take care of the death curse, and they're like, no, let's go to port and then do all these other things while, like, our employer is dying and probably should be dead, but Joe is very nice. No.
Not my employer. No one's explained it to me until now.
Well, and not mine either, but, like, the original employer.
Me and the professor.
Yeah.
That's only two members left.
Most unlikely pair.
Yep.
I understand where you're coming from, but knowing what we went through to get to this point already, we would have died. Complete TPK.
I'm talking about right now. I'm gonna
Yes,
take my
right
long
now
rest,
is different.
and I'm gonna go down into those tombs whether or not you guys are coming with or without me.
I mean, we're here, so why not?
Here we go.
What did you say, Brian?
We're here, Scaly, we're ready to go. I'm Scaly. And,
Well, then it looks like majority is to go in.
I like taking risks.
Do we want to rest out here or head back to the Kobold Den, which is closer to the entrance?
We make it to the Kobold Den before dark?
You could. It would be like between 8 and 9 o'clock at night by the time you got to that kobold den.
Not bad.
Well, then I guess we head back out. Do I wish to drop off our loot?
You didn't take. It wasn't a loot. It was a harp, and you didn't take it.
And a cloak.
I think that's an LOOT.
I know.
Okay.
You gonna put the stuff on your animals,
Yes.
Oh,
I will at least
keep
put the
it
stuff
with me.
I have gained.
and upon you said that you killed Ras'Nsi. So upon hearing that, your dwarf companion feels that you really are quite the party, if that's true, and she's going to come with you this time.
The more the merrier. Don't die. Or walk away.
She will
Okay,
try
right.
everything she can to not die.
Just
Oh, the
avoid
whole
standing next to him.
Or him.
Yes, avoid standing next to me.
I try to. And I start walking back into the city.
All right. Well, this time, Sithy Vinecutter is following you. Your Chilton dwarf.
I mentioned something under my breath about them all lacking loyalty and continue with them.
The rest of the party?
Yeah.
I mean, depending on who you're talking about, Eku said she would not go down into that city, as it
No,
is cursed.
the rest of our party, like the main characters.
Oh. I thought you meant the people of the expedition not coming down into the city with you.
Oh yeah, no, they're fine. They have their own thing.
Well, you travel, and Sithy looks around, kind of curious, but mostly makes comments about how living here is dumb because you're living below ground level but not underground.
Right? Humans are weird.
And you make it as evening falls and the sun has been below the level of the city for a while. It gets dark really early just because the city is sunken. But by about 8:30 you make it back to the kobold den. And as you walk down, you meet your various kobolds, and Sithy immediately pulls out her hand axes.
Put them away. These kobolds are ours.
She slowly puts the hand axes away, but she still gives a distrusting look at all the kobolds. And most of the kobolds give a distrusting look of her.
Dwarves and kobolds don't like each other.
What was that?
You're the exception.
Dwarves and kobolds don't like each other. I'm a kobold person. Thank you very much.
I mean, you do compete for the same living space sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath mountains.
And evil kobolds typically enjoy torturing the smaller races.
Also, both kobolds and dwarves like to mine, so they kind of share a lot, but also kind of a bitter hatred. Nonetheless, you choose to take your long rest here.
Yes.
You get your long rest, the kobolds keep watch. Sithy demands that she also takes a watch because she does not trust the kobolds.
She can do what she wishes.
And she seemingly sleeps with one eye open, or at least uncomfortably.
What's up, buddy? Pillow.
You break out your brand new super silky pillow. It is soft and
What
amazing.
color is it?
It is blue.
After this, I'm gonna go back to that swamp where that dragon came from and live in his cave.
But it is a beautiful blue pillow. Wonderful. Soft. The softest pillow you've probably ever had.
Probably.
Nonetheless, morning comes. You all feel well rested. You notice that several of the kobolds are gone.
Did we get XP?
Yes, and I will award it after the session.
He says that it takes him 2 weeks to give to us.
I will award it sometime during the week.
See?
And
So, you go to the tomb entrance.
Well, that's what we do.
Very well. You go to the tomb. So, as you approach the area where they told you the tomb entrance was, near the base of the cliffs, a 15-foot tall obelisk of cracked stone is draped with vines and black moss. Behind it, you see a dark passageway, obscured with creepers. A second smaller tunnel burrows into the base of a cliff to the east.
Is there any, sign or anything near the obelisk or on it?
No.
I don't think you read it anyway. I suppose we have that thing now.
Old Moon.
Yeah, you guys can still translate Old Moon, it just takes a little bit of time. Now. Yes, do you do anything?
Gonna start walking towards the door.
Alright.
Okay, quiet.
And double checking how this works. We shall hop into initiative. Alright. Well, Sithy is just going to step forward and look at the obelisk. Shadow scale.
reaction to open a door.
Well,
Push on it.
a short tunnel ends at a slab of worked stone whose edges are marked by relief carvings of grinning skulls. 4 lines engraved at the center of the slab cross one another to form a star, with both ends of each line marking the location of a cube-shut cavity cut into the door. 8 cavities in all. You push against the door and it does not open.
No. Guess I grumble to myself and sit there and then turn.
Professor?
I suppose we're gonna have to go to the obelisk and read it, aren't we? We need Aegis.
You just stand there and wait to read?
Need to hear that louder.
Yes, I stand here waiting for Aegis, so I can read it. Or he can read it.
Alright. Well, Zandala also looks at the obelisk. Igris?
I will go up there and provide my expertise.
Alright. Well, as you look at the obelisk, it is covered in vines and moss.
Are there any words on it, then?
You wouldn't be able to read them. It's covered in vines and moss.
Because I can burning hands it. But I mean, that one. I'm gonna start peeling away some of the moss.
Alright. You start clearing the moss.
Yep.
And as you do see something written. It is written in common. You clear enough of it away, and you see a message written. Fear the night. Actually, I think I might even have a handout. I'll double check. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Fear the night, when the Forsaken One seizes death's mantle, and the seas dry up, and the dead rise, and I, Asarak the Eternal, reap the world of the living. Those who dare enter take heed. The enemies oppose, one stands between them. In darkness it hides. Don the mask or be seen. Speak no truth to the doomed child. The keys turn on the inside only.
I hate riddles.
Like how it's the first warning.
Would I have heard that name before, Joe?
What?
Would I know that name?
Asarak?
Yes.
You could make a history check. You know it is the name of a very powerful lich. Like, there are legends about his power.
So why is he here, though? I mean, like...
He is a being that... He's not from Chult, so you don't know
That's what
why
I'm getting
there's,
at.
like, stuff here, but, like, there are legends going back centuries about him just popping up and destroying entire cities or potentially even civilizations, raising up armies of thousands of undead.
Interesting. Quite.
Not expecting someone so powerful to be our foe. Well, I guess if we defeat him, we become legends ourselves.
I yell at them to hurry up.
Yeah, could be.
Well, I guess you only die once.
Not accurate.
This is D&D.
No.
The saying you only die once or you only live once really is not applicable.
No.
It's in the situation we are in.
I mean, yeah, right now with the death curse, you only live once.
I'm gonna just finish my movement to go there.
Alright. Yoda?
I really hate riddles.
That's
a
like
lich,
every single D&D party, basically.
if it's a powerful named lich, I'm pretty sure we're gonna die. None of us have HP over 100.
Well, should we stick the cubes in and see what happens?
Plan, right? About those roots that you gave me, Joe.
How are
I'm not there.
the cube things positioned exactly?
On the door, there are 4 lines engraved at the center slab, cross one another to form a star, with both ends of each line marking the location of a cube-shaped cavity. 8 in all. So it's literally the chaos symbol. Yep. An 8-pointed star.
Do we need to put them in order?
Go put a miss.
Were you going to do anything else on your turn, Yursa?
No.
Erd?
Right, about those roots. I know you said they're poisonous large quantities, but do their effects stack, or is it a one?
Temporary hit points never stack.
Okay, well then never mind. I was gonna say, if I roll high at all of them and need them all at the same time, I can get over 100 HP.
So then you can die.
You know, I'm sure he's got like word of death or something, or finger
Our
of
word
death.
kill.
Yeah, sure. If he's a legendary lich, I'm sure he's got something that'll just insta-kill you.
so it wouldn't matter.
They only get one, as far as I know. I mean, I wouldn't know that as a character.
Who knows what magic items he probably
Which is
has.
why I'm not actually afraid to go in there. But
Well, is that your turn, Erd?
Yep.
Sithy will walk around it, basically see if there's anything on the other side, clearing the other sides. Shadow scale.
I will continue to yell at the door to open.
Professor?
Oh, I'm gonna tap my belt and put light on it.
Alright.
And there's only 8 slots total.
There are only 8.
Means one of the 9 does not go in to the door.
Part of the riddle.
So I suppose we're gonna have to put the ones that oppose each other on the corner, on the stars.
Do you have all of them on you?
6, Tyler should have 3.
Ras'Nsi gave us the remaining ones.
Yeah, I have the other 3.
Alright. Well, do you do anything, Professor, or is that the end of your turn?
We just entirely skipped chapter 4, huh?
Chapter 4?
Yeah, because our handouts give us chapters. We went up to chapter 3 and now we're in chapter 5.
Oh, chapter 4 doesn't have any handouts.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm gonna think about which gods oppose each other.
Let's start placing them in there.
No, let's not do that.
What's the worst that can happen?
Is that your turn then, Professor?
Yes, it is.
I am going to step away for a second to use the bathroom.
Oh, it's your time. Thanks.
And I don't remember the little story about which gods oppose which.
You can write them down?
Story of the gods? No. No, I did not write that down.
Once they both each other.
And I'm back. Mandala will step forward to also look at the door. Igris.
I'm going to go up. Hand the other stones to the professor.
Alright. Professor has all 9 stones. Anything else?
Snap your fingers.
Nope.
Yersa?
Undo reality.
Undo reality.
He has all 9 stones.
I literally just finished watching Infinity War today.
I finished Endgame today.
That's my turn.
Erd?
Say where I am.
Sithy goes over and looks down this hall. Shadow scale.
Nothing.
Professor.
Yes, I start placing...
No. Just, Joe, can you read us the story again?
None of you know the story. You don't have your person who told you the story with anymore.
There was no handout?
There wasn't.
There is no hand in this.
Okay, do what you're gonna do.
Oh no, I don't remember anything.
Do the ruin the keys, key cubes you have any like idols on them or?
They've got their individual pictures of which god it is.
Alright, and which gods do we have?
All 9.
And what are they? Is what I'm asking.
Ijin,
Shigambi, Kabuzan.
Not their
Ijin.
names. They're creatures.
I don't remember their creatures.
Ijin's a bunny.
Oh,
Yes.
the frog.
So
Asian.
Joe can tell us what the creatures are because we have the cube.
Yeah. So Moa is the Jakuli, Wango is the Su monster, Ijin is the Almiraj, Obolaka is the Zorbo, Papazotl is the Eblis, and Kubazan is the Froghemoth, Nang Nang is the Grung, and Shagambi is the Kamadan, and where is it? Unk is the flail snail.
Also, if I remember correctly, the part when we got told the story of the gods is also the part the speakers stopped working, so he didn't pick up anything.
You can't even go back and listen to it. Although it's been told multiple times, so sometimes it was just a little more summarized.
Yeah. So I guess, could we do like an insight roll to try and
or remember which.
I would say
gods-
just a general and history check.
Okay.
I will do it.
I mean, neither of you remember the entire story.
But remember some of it.
Some of it, yes.
Tyler, give me +4.
Yeah, I can give him a +4. He'll get a 19.
No, you still don't remember the entire story word for word.
Who remembers what? And maybe we could piece it together.
Cross-reference with me, who would apparently.
Do you do that?
Yes, that's what I'm going to ask. It's like, who remembers what?
Well, between all of you, you do seem to be able to kind of like jog each other's memories and remember parts.
I know the monkey was the traitor.
One of them didn't do anything. I mean, like, they refused to do anything to help.
Sure, that's
So-
the one that stands between.
You remember the story was about how Ubtao refused to give rain to the people of Omu, and the different animals tried to help in different ways. So the wise Zorbo emerged from the hollow tree to speak to them, to convince Ubtao of their worth, and decided to cook a stew made from all the good qualities, but one of the qualities included recklessness, because she asked the Al-Miraj what were good qualities. From that day on, Obolaka and Ijin became enemies.
Oh, God. Age.
Then the brave Kamadan hopped down from the rock, saw evil in the Omuans' hearts, and decided to lance it like a boil. The Kamadan fashioned a spear, but left it by the river bank, and the Grung stole it. And therefore, Nang Nang is forever enemies with Shagambi.
And that's the name of the Commandant in the Groom.
Yes.
Okay.
After that, the wily Eblis stepped from his reed hut, did not like the Omuans, but without them he would have no one to play tricks on. So he sent a marsh frog to reason with Ubtao, but the frog was angry and decided to wrestle the god, and this amused Ubtao, so he gave the frog tentacles to make it stronger. The frog Hemoth returned to Papa Zotel, claiming his name was Kubazan, and they became enemies. At night, the Sioux monster broke into Ubtao's palace and stole a pail of water to try to save the Omuans. When the god came running to find it, he hid in the Jakuli's burrow, but the Jakuli was too honest, and so he ratted out the Sioux monster. So Wongo and Moa hated each other. All the while, the flail snail Unk lived under the earth. Unk, wanting to know what the noise was, came out, and as she did, the dawn rays fell upon her shell and blinded Ubtao, making his eyes water and bringing water back to Omu.
Don't do anything long enough and you'll get it done still. Moral of the story.
The moral of the story is just wait for things to fix themselves.
Yep. You get all that, Professor Sam?
Yes, I got it. So I will start with Obalaka and Ijin, put them across from each other on the star. And then do the
Alright.
same with Shigambi and Nang Nang, Papazotl, Kubazan, and Wango and Moa.
Alright. You put in place all of them other than Unk. And as you do, you hear a sound as a stone door starts moving. It is a stone door behind you, right in front of Yersa and Erd. A door is closing at the entrance.
Wait, what?
So there is a door closing
Y'all might
Basi-
want to get in.
right here. What do you all choose to do?
I'm gonna
I
squeeze
jump in.
Alright,
what
you
about
guys
our
jump in. You quickly jump in. I'm going to need Yersa and Erd to make athletics checks to get in
Okay.
before the door shuts.
Yeah, 20.
Please make him.
Oh,
You
thank
both
God.
get in,
That's gonna fucking damn her.
and the door shuts behind you.
Damn her.
Now
I
we're
won.
trapped.
I'm gonna be honest, you guys might have wanted to fail that. You might have been maimed for life, but you wouldn't be here with the lich.
And as soon as the doors shut, the room begins to fill with gas.
Yep.
Everyone make a Constitution save.
Did we just all die?
Oh, the professor must live.
Then 11. That
So we'll start in.
Give me a +4 time.
Yeah.
I'd be the only
Well,
one
actually,
who
we'll do it in
Oh, that's not on.
initiative. We'll do it in initiative so that we can actually keep. So
Oh,
the professor failed his and takes 10 poison damage. Zandala makes her con save. She passes.
Or how many of those +4s do you actually have left?
I can only use one of them.
Alright, maybe hold on to it then.
So Igris, you got a 23, so you
Yeah.
pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yersa, you rolled a 10, you fail. You take 12 poison damage as you breathe in the gas. Erd, you rolled an 11 and failed. You breathe in gas and take 11 poison damage. Alright. And Cynthia's outside. She begins trying to, push at the door from the outside. Shadow scale. So at the start of your turn, let me double check. Yep, start of the turn. Repeat the saving throw.
No!
You got him in the wrong place, people.
You have to rearrange them, Sam.
Yes!
Alright, you don't take any damage. Also, you see all the puzzle cubes fall out of the holes as they get seemingly pushed out. But what do you do, Shadow Scale?
Like outside.
I guess pick up all the cubes
Alright, you pick up all the cubes.
and wait for the professor to tell me where to put them.
Professor doesn't know.
Professor, make your save.
What does the door? How? So the star. I can't picture it.
It's an 8-pointed star. Look up.
Is there anything on this side of the door, Joe?
Nope.
Okay.
Literally look up the symbol for chaos.
Just a pentagram?
It's not a pentagram, it's 8-point. It's literally the chaos symbol. But do you do anything, Professor? You are not dying, you're not hacking, coughing yet.
And there's only 8 holes.
There are only 8.
Did you put them on opposite sides of their stars?
Yes, he did. He put the opposing gods
yeah.
against each other.
Is there anything on the other door?
No.
You know, that was that meme going around where anything bad happens. There's always
Yeah, I know. But anyways, so do you do anything, Professor?
I am stumped at this point.
You end your turn?
You guys that have dark vision, take my spot. I'm gonna turn off my light.
You turn off your light?
Yes, and switch spots with Igris.
You choose to switch, Igris?
Yeah, I will allow it.
Alright, you guys can switch with each other. Zandala succeeds and immediately just starts shooting firebolts at the door. This door.
That's not gonna do anything.
Igris, make your con save.
Yep.
You're alright.
Tyler.
Is there a
See
hole
if
in
the
the middle of
doors-
the star?
Yeah.
There's not a hole in the middle.
Maybe the point is to place them in so that no enemy is opposing each other.
You can try that, Tyler.
Yeah.
No, I really don't think that's it.
We need to try something.
I mean, we could do it, in a order of them. What they're just start at the top and go around with what was mentioned first. So the first one would be.
That's exactly what I did, Tyler.
No, you put them across from each other.
What if you did that and then held the ninth god, the one that was neutral, in the middle of the star? Just hold it up to it, press it against the wall.
What do you choose to do, Igris?
Guess we'll go with what Kelly said.
So repeat the same process, but this time hold the last one in the middle.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens. Eventually, the blocks are pushed all back out of their slots. Yertha, make your con save. You take 8 poison damage. What do you choose to do?
Piss on a rag and cover your mouth. No, that's only smoke.
I mean, I'm just thinking at this point, so keep going.
Alright. Erd, make your con save.
This is Lana.
You are fine.
Hold
What was that?
my breath.
Okay. If I remember right, and holding your breath is like a stupid amount of time
Oh,
in this
no.
game.
For me, it's up to I can do up to 15 minutes.
I know, but like even for normal people, you can hold your breath for a number of minutes of 1 plus your con mod. So literally, you can hold your breath for like 10 turns, bare minimum.
I could do it like kind of mine. I only have a 2.
All right. Scythies, you can still hear banging on the outside as Scythie is trying to get in. Shadow Scale, start with your con save.
Thing's doing that thing again.
What was the Commandant's name?
The Kamadan
Yeah.
Shagambi. No, you are fine.
I mean, I can hold my breath, I guess.
It's your idea.
But I'm going to assume it's skin that just affects you through your, or poison that affects you through your skin. Either way. So I'm not upset when I have to make a con save anyway next turn. Okay, so I didn't write any of this down, so I don't know who all opposes each other. But I want to try the idea of just arrange them in a way that no one opposes each other. Is across.
I mean, you could tell Ignis to do that. He's got them again. Or actually, no, they're on the ground. You could pick them up and...
Yep. I'm
shove
gonna
them
pick
in.
them all up and do that.
Okay, you do that. Nothing seems to happen, and then they all fall out again.
That's another idea down.
Professor, make your con save. You take 11 poison damage.
We've already decided there's nothing on any of the other walls, right?
Not that you can see.
What if, like, that we can see?
But what do you do, Professor?
I don't know, can I see anything right now?
I mean, with that shut and you turned off your light, no. It is actually dark in here now. So technically...
No, I cannot see anything.
Maybe you put the key in and you turn it. Keys turn on the inside. I don't know. Has anyone tried twisting open the idols? We lost someone. Oh, they're back.
Okay.
But do you do anything, Professor?
Nope.
Zandala keeps attacking the wall, wanting to get out and taking damage. Igris.
Man, if only you had bought the new book, I could have used Gust right now and got rid of all the forced all the poison up to the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my breath right now, and then I'm just trying to go over the story right now.
Alright, that's your turn.
You know, if anybody wants to switch places
Or
with
did
me,
you
I
make your
will.
con save? You didn't make...
Oh,
or
whoops.
you still make your con save first,
Yeah.
but then you can choose to hold your breath. So you take 9 poison damage first, and then you
Okay.
choose to hold your breath.
Yep.
Yoda-san?
The only thing I can think of is maybe... No, that doesn't work either. Maybe every other one's supposed to be its enemy. Therefore, one is between them.
I think we just ran into our first trap, guys. I mean, like, I don't think this is the actual entrance.
You take 4 poison damage. You do anything else?
I feel around for some kind of, I don't know, anything, like a lever, a switch, anything.
Make an investigation at disadvantage. You find the nozzles the gas is coming out of. They're coming out of the skulls that decorate the edges of the door. That is where the gas is being blown through.
What shape are the eyes of the skulls? Or, like, where the gas is coming out of?
It's not coming out of the eyes, it's coming out of the mouth of each one.
Guys, we need to put the squares in the mouths.
There are only 6 skulls,
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
and they do not fit the cubes.
There's 9 cubes.
Erd, make your... Oh, you don't need to make your con save, you're holding your breath.
Yep.
Do you do anything?
So,
3 did something.
City continues to beat at the outside. Shadow scale.
I don't have any ideas. Unless... Is it in total darkness in here right now?
Yeah.
yeah.
Just wondering maybe another hole revealed itself in darkness.
You have darkness, so
Yeah, I got nothing.
Professor, you need to make a con save. You take 16 poison damage.
I will start holding my breath.
Alright. Do you do anything else?
No, I don't.
Zandala continues to try and break out. Tries different spells. Igris,
I'm just looking at seeing this spell.
were you holding your breath?
Yes.
Yes, you were. Yep.
I don't know if that would work. Well, I'm gonna try to see if it works. I'm going to cast Rope Trick.
You have a rope on you, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it doesn't say I need rope. Oh wait, touch a
you-
length of rope. Let's see if I was in my bag of holding. No, I put that on my animal. Damn it. Never mind. Okay. Okay, none of that's gonna help me then. Anybody got any ideas? I mean,
Just keep looking for a lever. This is obviously one of the trickster gods. They wouldn't put the entrance right in the beginning with only 8 holes when there's 9 gods. I mean, this is obviously not the entrance.
Yersa?
I keep frantically searching for a lever.
No, you don't find any levers. Bird?
I just call look for a lever.
You what?
Look for a lever on my side.
Nothing's over there either. City continues to bang at the outside. Shadow scale!
I didn't make my constitution save.
Oh, I thought you were holding your breath. Were you not?
I mean, I can be.
Well, first make your con save then,
I can be.
so you don't take any damage. So you can start holding your breath.
Yeah.
And from here on out, I'm going to say that if you talk, you're not holding your breath.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow scale, what do you do?
Guess I'll search for a lever on my side. Or a
Well.
button.
You don't find any. Professor?
Oh, I reactivate light.
Alright. You have your light going again.
Since it seems that nothing has been found in the darkness.
well, really, you're the only one in darkness, so.
Well, I mean, I was too.
Oh, yeah. So, Laka.
That'll be me, I guess.
Alright. Zandala keeps shooting. She finally holds her breath, but still. One more turn. Nothing happening over here. Igris?
None of you have a dimension door?
No. Guess I'll just look around the door right now, feeling around.
Yeah, you feel the holes the gas is coming through.
I'm going to, I'm looking for my... gonna start shoveling, because you said there's moss in here, right?
Yeah, there's like moss and various growth and stuff.
I'm gonna start, like, grabbing moss and stuff and shoving it into the mouth holes to plug up the gas.
Alright. That is going to require a dexterity check.
Dex check or save?
Check.
Okay.
So,
You shove a small amount in, and it immediately just blows right back out. Yersa?
Okay, so...
Can the mouths be shut?
No, they cannot. It is part of the carving.
What was the first thing that was taken? That, Ubalaka took? Because I wrote down their names, but I didn't write down what they did.
So, Obolaka
No.
wanted to cook a stew
Yeah.
to give to Ubtao, but asking for advice from the Al-Miraj Ijin, Ijin believed that recklessness was a virtue, so they added recklessness to the stew, and Ubtao hated it and spat it out. But are you doing anything, Yersa?
9 squares.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I attack the skull faces?
You can attack it. Alright, you hit against the stone, chip away at it a little bit. Not much, though. That your turn?
Yeah.
Third.
I think we're gonna die, guys.
How tall is this box? Red.
How tall? It's about 20 feet tall, 20 feet wide.
Alright, guys. All I need to do is use the endless decanter to fill it up until it's past the point where the poison's coming out.
So what do you do, Erd?
I'm gonna do what Tyra did. I'm gonna put moss in the hole.
You have to get up to the front. You can't reach it where you are.
Oh. I'm not gonna
On the wall over to it, Dirk.
Alright, good. Walk over there.
Yeah, go do that.
Yes, you know what? I'm gonna walk to the ceiling.
You walk on the ceiling?
Yeah.
Where to?
Top.
Just use it.
Anything up there?
Nope.
For pictures?
No, nothing on the ceiling.
Did the gas get up there?
What was that?
Did the gas go up there? The ceiling?
Yeah, the gas is up. The gas is filling the room, so.
Okay.
Sithy continues to bang on the door. Shadow scale.
Three of them that stole something.
And the only other idea I had was placing an enemy, someone else, enemy, someone else, enemy, someone else. But on the someone else on the other side would be the enemy of that other someone else.
What if... No, wait.
Like, say, oh, it's disappearing the moment I do it. Never mind. I was trying to draw, but
Do you do anything, Shadow Scale?
other than what I said I tried, but
So the professor's turn?
so the keys just come back
Yeah,
up.
they fall right back out.
Oh,
I guess I'll start looking around, see if anything catches my eye for something.
You don't find anything.
how far are the nozzles up on the wall?
They're evenly spaced.
But like 2, 3, 4 feet up high from the floor, or
Yeah, it's like 3 feet, then 6 feet, then 9 feet up.
okay, it goes. Got it.
Sandala
Can't-
keeps shooting at the door. Igris?
So I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna talk. All I've gone through, all the stuff, was that 3 of them stole something. 3 of them, like, turned them in. The ones who stole, did that. And then 3 of them really did nothing. I don't know.
My opinion.
Yes.
I think we just need to wait out this trap and then find the actual entrance.
If we wait out the trap, we might die.
Yeah, there's
We're
a.
all holding our breath.
Well, yeah, but there's a pretty good chance that the D&D takes into account that and releases gas for the entirety of the day.
So I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna put the puzzle in. Since I've been breathing, do you want me to make the check?
Yep, make your con save. You're alright.
So I'm gonna start with the 3 who told the truth on the. So wait, you said it's a star
It's an
pentagram.
8-pointed star.
So the top. No. I need to look at a picture of this. Okay, and is there a spot in the middle?
Nope. Just the spots all across from each other. 8 of them.
Okay, then I don't think I can do what I was thinking then. I mean, I'll put in the top 3 slots of the, top 3 points. I'll put the 3 that it did, told the truth. So the Ejin, the Grung, and the Broghemoth.
I mean, they didn't tell the truth.
Well, they weren't the ones who stole something.
The Grung stole something.
Oh, that I might have mixed up the names. Okay, that's my turn. I'm gonna hold my breath again. That's it.
Alright. Yorisa?
I am gonna follow Icarus's lead and try and pick up moss, or dirt, or cloth, or anything I can find on my person,
Alright.
and shove it into the mouths of the skulls.
Make a dex check. You get one of them blocked off.
Keep
Erd,
it going, guys.
Back down.
you walk back down.
Yep.
All right. Sithy bangs on the door. Shadow scale.
Guess I'll take one of the rocks I have in my person and shove it into the hole.
It does not completely cover the hole.
Oh, well then I'll guess I'll toss it aside and... Can I find something?
And there's a lot of moss in here.
Guess I'll grab moss.
All right, make a dex check. You fill another one. Professor?
Can I even reach to help them with that?
Yeah, you can. You're close enough that you could squeeze in and try to fill one. Especially just kind of stand over shadow scale.
Just a dexterity?
Yep, dex check. You cannot get the moss to stick in there. Mandala keeps attacking the door. Igris,
I'm going to try to plug up the one nearest me with some
make a
moss.
dex check. Can't get it. Yursa, you get another one filled. Erd,
I guess I'll look for a rock there.
and do what?
Take those in the hole. Yes.
You'd have to get by the door.
That door?
Ceiling gonna start collapsing.
Yeah,
then.
the door up here.
So,
I mean,
I mean-
we can scoot past each other for me to collect like more moss, and then
You can walk up on the ceiling and get the ones at the top.
Right.
That too.
Or I could do that. I might do that. Do the
Well-
ceiling.
You walk up to the ceiling and get the ones near the top.
Yep.
I'll make a dex check.
send your bugs into the holes.
Yeah,
Even if
that's
you're
how
not
that
right.
works. I just click up a next pin.
Yeah, just click dex. Alright, you fill a one.
Didn't you say when you were given the dimensions of the room to Erd that it was 20 foot wide?
Yeah. Or 10 feet, not 20. 10 by 10, not 20 by 20.
Okay. I was like, wait a second, that doesn't make sense.
Sithy's banging. Shadow scale.
Guess do I still have a hole next to me?
There is.
Wait a second, with that symbol.
You get another hole filled. Professor, you can't quite get this to work. The dollar keeps attacking. Igris.
Did I get my whole? No, I didn't.
All,
I,
but Yursa and between Yursa and Erd, all the holes on this side have been filled.
okay.
There's one hole on the left side still spewing gas.
I'm gonna try to move Shadow Scale out of the way.
I mean, yeah, you're kind of able to get at it still.
Okay, then I will try to plug it up.
Make your dex check.
My God.
Can't get it. Yursa, no one can seem to get it. Erd, you're on the ceiling. You're the one.
Do it.
Maybe because I'm deck space. See?
Erd fills the last hole. No more gas is coming into the room.
So am I, technically.
Well, you're a failure at deck space.
And as Erd fills it, you also notice that no more gas is coming in, and then suddenly the door in the back just kind of goes back down.
Looks to me like it just went down and slid away.
Sithy looks in. What was happening in there? What? The Earl still alive?
Yeah. That's just kind of how it happens.
Well, Shadow Scale, it is your turn.
I put the cues back
No!
Yeah, no, I have to agree with Yursa there. Do not do anything with the cubes.
I don't have any other ideas for the cues. Shut the hell up. I'll ask. What's your name? Ursi?
Yursa.
No, not yours.
Sithy.
Ethan. Yeah, I'm not sure she's seen anything down this way before. That door closed.
And she tells you that there's a bunch of statues.
Well, gonna go look at the statues, guys. See, I was here, and it's 10 per person.
Yep.
And 20. 35, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80.
So, Alcoves run the length of a narrow tunnel, each one featuring a bestial statue standing or squatting above a basin of oil. Also, who currently has the cubes?
I was gonna pick them up on my next turn.
Okay.
Oh, there's 8 statues as far as I can see over here.
There are only 8. But is that your turn, Shadow Scale?
Everything I can do.
Professor.
Unless I fly. I'm gonna fly over there and pick all that stuff up.
I suppose I shall follow after the little one.
You think she's standing right there with you.
This is me.
Alright. Sandala runs out and, breathes the air and stays out there. Igris.
I'll be moving right out to there.
Gotta be honest, I'm surprised Sandala actually dove in with us instead of just like, nah, I don't
She
know.
was already in.
Oh yeah, it was Eridan.
Yersa.
Oh, that's right.
But that's your turn, Igris?
That was it.
Alright. I think Kelly's taking the dogs out for a second.
Okay, I pick up the cubes and I follow them out.
The moment Yersa steps into the hallway, you see all the little oil spots in front of the statues light up. And all 3 of you make Yersa, Professor, and Shadowscale make perception rolls.
Make a constitution save. Anything. I'll take damage. Perception.
Professor, you can make out that there is a seam of light coming from a crack behind the wall back here.
Interesting.
But is that your turn, Yersa? I'm going to assume yes, because it's not like she took the dogs out again. Erd.
We'll go down and outside. Fresh air.
Anything else?
That's my thing.
Scythe decides not to go in there any further, just in case. Shadowscale.
I don't know about the light, because all that Sam said was interesting. So, guess I'll sit here, hold my action.
Professor.
I guess I shall dash
The
there.
action being movement if I need it.
Alright, anything else?
That's all I can do, since I dashed.
I mean, you can inspect, you can do an investigate without an action.
I guess I shall actually do that then.
Alright. You find what appears to be a button disguised in the wall.
I push it.
You push it, and the wall slides up into place to reveal the 9th statue of Unk.
The enemy's
And-
bones.
On the statue hangs a golden pendant shaped like an eye.
Oh, it said I is Zoltek or whatever.
Maybe.
That we saw in the note from Lord.
But why would it be on a statue of Unk?
I don't know.
Do you do anything, Professor?
Take the pendant?
Alright, you take the pendant.
Do you know anything about the Eye of Zoltek?
Yes, kind of.
Do you do anything with the pendant?
Sure, I'll put it on. I like
Okay,
a
you put it on.
pendant with an eye on it.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you know anything so you can maybe
Fanciness.
figure out what it does in history? Or you throw it on.
Zandala moves a little further away.
Are you sure you're not the stupid one?
Igris.
I just don't think it's the Eye of Zoltek.
Okay, so what the do you think it is?
Pendant with an eye.
That's dumb.
Don't feel like walking down there. I'm gonna go back and look at the obelisk and reread it.
Alright. You got your hand out.
Yep.
Yersa?
Okay, I'll need a recap of the events.
So, the professor, after you walked into the hallway, flames lit up at the base of each statue, and the professor noticed a light at the end of the hallway, where he uncovered a hidden 9th statue of Unk, and around it was a pendant. He took the pendant and put it on.
And there's no, squares for the keys or anything,
Nope.
but all the things are lit up.
Yes, when you walked in, all the oil lantern or oil sensors at the base of each statue lit up.
I mean, what does the pendant look like?
like an eye.
Sure you should have put that on?
Have the
I look
conversation.
fabulous.
Now's the time you throw caution to the wind? Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna guess he's charmed, because that doesn't sound like the professor. I'm gonna beat the professor up on my turn.
I'll beat up the professor. The professor is perfectly fine.
I'm beating up the professor on my turn.
Alright. You
Okay.
do anything you have to say?
Yeah. Hold on. So you got the pendant. There's nothing else in here.
Yes, as far as we have seen.
I don't know. Do I see anything like up here?
No, not really. Well,
Well,
make a perception roll. 3 stone gargoyles watch you from narrow ledges carved into the cliffside. Each has the face of a bearded devil, its mouth agape in a silent scream.
hark. There be gargoyles looking at us. Where are they?
There's one here, and one here.
Lovely.
You do anything else?
Now that's my turn.
Erd? You do anything up there, Erd?
Just look at the gargoyle.
No, it's just a stone gargoyle.
What? Think of his nose?
Nothing happens. It's a stone gargoyle. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Sithy kind of stands around, trying to figure out what's supposed to happen. Shadow scale.
I look at Sam.
Sam,
That's it.
do not do it, Shadow Scale.
I use magic awareness while looking at the pen.
Alright, the pendant gives off divination magic.
Or tell the professor, probably helps him see things. Go look at the door.
Looked like you were about ready to punch me at one moment.
I look like I'm ready to punch everybody. That's just my character.
Alright, is that your turn, Shadow?
Where was I? I was like, I think right here.
Here.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. There we go. That's my turn.
Fenthaza?
Hey, dash over there.
Alright, as soon as you get there, your pendant starts floating upward, and it is essentially pulling you this way.
Well, that must be
The
something
obelisk.
over that way.
But you dashed, you said?
Yes. Also, I don't believe it's referring to the obelisk. I feel like it's referring to over here.
Zandala
I sure hope so.
kind of hangs out. Igris.
I'm gonna watch the professor because I see him with a floating amulet.
Alright, Yersa.
Pendant.
Amulet.
They're not the same thing.
I kind of look over here.
Make a perception roll. You notice that there appears to be something beneath all the growth that is over here.
Also, is it supposed to, is it night or like, why is it so dark?
Because this is a cliffside, and you can't see through rock.
Hold on.
I bet a dwarf can see through rock.
Oh, that one after.
Okay, that's my turn.
Alright, Erd. Sithy goes over to see what's going on here. Shadow scale.
That's everything I have. I guess I gotta roll perception.
Professor.
You know what? I don't want to roll perception. I'd rather take damage.
You own gas that's there left for you?
I didn't take any damage from the gas.
Alright, so you were here, right? As you continue to walk, it points past the obelisk this way. But when you get to here, the pendant suddenly drops.
Dig! In this part that doesn't have any grass.
But even when you were here, it was still pointing this way.
Oh, then maybe it's the exact spot you're standing on.
I mean, there is stuff like behind the growth here, so.
I guess I will check underneath my feet.
You find grass.
Can't forget that. But, you know, I have to make sure.
Move the red grass.
What kind of grass?
Green grass.
That's impossible.
I'll continue over here. Might be me.
Alright.
Lizards don't have a green. I don't know what you're talking about.
Zandala comes over to see what everybody's doing. Igris.
Sorry, going over there as well. That's it.
Yorsa.
I'm gonna take my dagger and start clearing away some of the brush from whatever it is I saw.
Alright. Pulling aside the heavy undergrowth, you uncover an archway in the cliffside. Stone skulls peer down from the lintel and old bones litter the threshold. As light strikes the entrance, a swarm of bats screech out from within. They quickly fly away, off.
No,
So, how does clearing growth here get a door over here?
That's where it is. I'm saying that she saw it and she said to do it, so she would be clearing it where it was.
Okay. Put it where she's standing right now.
Now what do I see?
A slab of worked stone blocks the overgrown tunnel some 20 feet from the entrance. Grinning skulls mark the edge of the slab, in the center of which are 9 cube-shaped cavities arranged in 3 rows of 3.
Uh-huh. Hey guys, I found the actual entrance. That's my turn.
Alright. Erd.
Okay.
The moves up a little more. Shadow scale.
I don't have the cubes.
Professor.
Dash up to that.
Zandala follows. Igris.
Move up to there.
Yorsa.
I am gonna put the cubes in the holes in the... So like they're on... The enemies are on opposite sides of each other, kind of like the star, but then I'm gonna put the Unuk in the middle.
So you put them opposing each other with Unk in the middle?
Yeah.
Alright. You insert them as so.
Anybody opposed to that?
You already did it.
Yeah, you already did it, so.
The 9 cubes flare with light, then disappear. Growling like an angry beast, the slab begins to slide up into the ceiling.
Okay, before we all rush in, let's read the riddle again.
Another slab blocks the hallway 20 feet beyond the first door. An iron lever is set into the door's surface, with a graven stone skull leering down from above.
Don't touch the lever.
No, we do want to touch the lever.
Yeah, you walk out, red hand.
Yeah.
Do you do anything, Yersa?
I mean, no, that'd probably be my whole turn.
Erd?
Just in case door shuts, I can just go back outside.
The next line in the riddle is, in darkness it hides, so I'm guessing it has something to do with the skull above, but I have no idea. I just know the lever seems too obvious.
So what are you doing, Erd?
I'm being cautious in case the door shuts again, and then I can just roll
Okay.
all the way.
Sithy moves up a bit. Shadow scale.
Captain puts the word.
As you get there,
Here or here?
here. As you get there, I'm going to warn you, this reaction is going to require real-time response. Here. I will need you to decide in real time, not in initiative. The skull's, or another slab door blocks, the skull's jaw creaks open, and a skeletal hand holding a crystal hourglass timer emerges from within, and with a click the timer rotates and sand starts to trickle into the lower globe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Everyone can act, by the way.
Oh.
4, 3,
Just
1. So everybody else, backed off?
I stayed where I was.
Alright.
Nothing happened.
The lever and the sand timer retract, and this door opens.
it made you want to pull the lever, that's right. You had to pull the lever in a certain amount of time.
Why'd you move back up, Kelly?
At least that's my take on it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well,
Okay, let's read the next part of
Professor.
the riddle. Don the mask or be seen.
Do I see in front of me
Is that a
there?
mask?
Let's see. Well, first and foremost, a moss-covered corridor extends beyond the second door. Tree roots hang from the sagging ceiling, and the air reeks of rot and damp. Ahead, a bas-relief carving of a bearded devil's face adorns the wall at a T-shaped intersection. The devil's open mouth is a well of utter darkness.
Oh,
It
in
hides in the
darkness it
darkness.
hides.
You know, something I don't understand is why would the enemy, like the Lich, that doesn't want people to come in here, give us a riddle on how to answer his traps?
Have you ever met a psychopath? They like games.
You ever watch Saw?
You know what? It's too Indiana Jones. I'm gonna check the wall next to me.
You check the wall next to you.
Yes, this just screams Indiana Jones.
Alright, make a perception check. You find that there is moss obscuring tiny holes in the wall.
Of course there is.
Welcome.
Oh man,
As
Indiana
well
Jones
as
is the D&D universe.
You see that some of the floor tiles look like they're able to move.
They're pressure plates.
I only weighed 22 pounds. Maybe I could step on them without an extra trigger. Well, no, that's right. With all my stuff, I weigh like 100. Never mind.
Oh, I got lucky and didn't step on one, did I?
No, you didn't.
Oh.
You got very lucky.
I know where Erd's gonna walk on.
See,
But that is me for now.
Alright. Sandala moves up. She walks. Actually, she wouldn't dash. She'd be here. Igris. Technically, only the professor knows where those are unless he points them out to everyone.
But yes, as they come up, I will be pointing out the pressure plates that I see.
You do anything else, Igris?
Nope, that will be my turn.
Yersa?
I'll just carefully wait for everyone else.
Erd?
That's my turn.
Sithi follows. Shadow Scale?
I have enough movement to go here. As far as I can go, though.
I'm assuming you went around the pressure plate?
It took me the last time movement to go through both of these two.
Professor? I'm assuming you went around.
Yes, I did.
Alright. Well, in front of you stands that devil's face, which is absolutely pitch black in the mouth.
Don't trust it.
Stick your head in there.
Sticking any sort of body part within that
I'll stick
Take
my
a step.
head.
is this
Stick your dagger
railing
in there.
over here.
I mean, you see some kind of room over there.
And there's this grate.
There is.
What's this?
That
What?
creepers and vines cling to the walls of this corridor, at the end of which is an arched crystal window, 6 feet wide and 10 feet high. Through it, there appears to be some kind of dark chamber. You do anything else?
No, that's me. But should I be seeing this far?
I mean, you can see through the glass.
No, I'm talking about over here. Should I be able to see all the way over here?
Yeah, it's not blocked off.
Okay, I didn't know if this place was that lit up.
Yeah, the map is not dark. So,
Okay.
Sandala moves up to here. Igris. She'll actually move over one.
And I will dash over to the professor.
Yersa,
I'm gonna look down the grate.
you look down the grate. The rusted iron grate is set into the corridor floor. Through its bars, you see muddy water flowing slowly past.
Which direction?
What was that?
Which direction?
It is flowing north.
A hand offering you a paper boat.
You do anything else?
No. Nope.
Erd.
So I'm gonna cast Dark Vision myself.
Alright.
On the wall.
Alright.
Or then get off the wall.
Alright. Anything else?
Nope. That is that I cast a spell.
50.
Call it there.
Yeah, I suppose we shall.